This is the assignment on 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3 for beginning algebra. 5.1 begins with number 1, 3 squared. You are to multiply that out. Remember, 3 times 3 twice. But, oh, excuse me, wrong instructions. On 1 through 6, the instructions are you're supposed to list the exponent and the base. On number 2, you have -3 in parentheses to the 6th power. The 6 is the exponent. The -3 is the base. Number 4 has 2 bases. 5 is a base. Its exponent is 1. 3 is a base. And 4 is its exponent. Then, that's how you do 1 through 6. Make sure you follow through and understand the even and do the I. Then, number 7 through I believe 32 are evaluating things, like 7 is 7 squared. For you to do, number 8 is negative, then 3 squared. The negative is not squared because it's not in parentheses. So it's negative of 3 times 3, -9. And number 9 is shown. Number 10 is, now your -3 is in parentheses. So it's -3 times -3, +9. And then 12, the work is shown. 14, the work is shown. 16, the work is shown. Remember those. And then 18, then 20, the work is shown. 1, 9, because it's 9 to the first, and 1 times itself 7 times, 9. 22, the work is shown. Then we get to 23 through 30. Those are evaluation problems. You're given an expression like on 23, x squared. Then it says x equals -2. That means you put -2 in for the x. On 24, x is cubed. You put -2 in for the x. When you put something in for a variable, it goes in parentheses. So it's -2 cubed, -8. Then the work is shown on 26, 28, and 30. 31 through 42 is adding exponents. When you take a variable times a variable, such as 32, y squared times y is y cubed. You add the exponents, 2 plus 1, and so on the examples there. If you have questions on any of those, make sure you ask in class. Then we change what we're doing on 45 through 56. We multiply when it's a power rule like this, like 46, x to the 7th to the 5th power is y to the 35th, and so on, down through 56. Then on 65 through 70, we're dividing, so you subtract the exponents, as shown here. Then on 73 through 80, we have 0 as an exponent. 73, the question's given, 7 to the 0. 74, 23 to the 0. Since it's to the 0 power, it's 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. 75 is 2x is in parentheses to the 0 power, so the whole thing is to the 0 power. Just like 76, the whole thing is to the 0 power is 1. 77 and 78, notice the 0 is only on the x. Notice the difference you have there. Like on 78, the -2 is to the first power times x to the 0, and the x to the 0 is 1, but the answer is -2, and so on. Then we did 81 through 100. 81 is shown here. A review of some things we've been doing. The work is shown on the even ones, okay, of what we've done or how to do them, and through 100. Then we went on to 5.2. Notice what we have here on the vocabulary. And yes, the vocabulary is part of your assignment also. Number 1, when you have two terms, it's a binomial. Example, 2x plus y. Those two terms because of the plus in the middle. Number 2, when you have one term, it's called a monomial. Example, 3x squared y. No addition or subtraction separating them. Number 3, three terms, trinomial. 2x plus y minus 5z. The plus and the minus separate them into three terms. Number 4, what is a numerical term? A numerical factor, like on 3x squared y, the 3 is the coefficient. Then on number 5, a number term, like on 2x plus 3, the 3 is called a constant. The degree of a polynomial is the greatest degree of any of the terms, and I'll try to explain that on the next problems. For instance, starting with number 1, you're to tell the degree and the number of terms. Number 1, the degree is 1 because you go from the x, the exponent on that x is 1, and 2 doesn't have a variable on it, so the degree comes from the exponents of the variables. So degree is 1 on number 1, on number 2, and it has two terms, a binomial. Number 2, negative 6y squared plus 4. The degree is 2 from the exponent of the y, and it's a binomial, two terms. Number 3, 9m cubed plus 5m squared plus 4m minus 8 has a degree of 3. It comes from the m on the first term, power of 3, and it's 4 terms, no special name. Number 4 is 4 terms because 4 separations by addition and subtraction. And the degree is 4 from the power of the a in the last term. Number 5 has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial, okay? Its degree comes from the last term. On the x, you have an exponent of 2. On the y, you have an exponent of 4. So 2 plus 4 gives you 6. That is the greatest degree of any of the terms. Number 6 is, the degree is 6 from the last term, r to the first and s to the fifth. 6, a trinomial. 7 has a degree of 8 from the x to the eighth, and it's a binomial. 8 has a degree of 7, and it's a binomial. Then on numbers 9 through 12, you're to tell the degree and the number of terms. Number 9 has a degree of 3 because on the first term, x is first, y squared, 3, and 2 terms, binomial. Number 10 has a degree of 4 because in the one term you have 2 as an exponent and 2 as an exponent, so a degree of 4. It is a monomial, one term. Number 11 has a degree of 2 from the first term and 3 terms, a trinomial. Number 12 has a degree of 6 from the first term. It is a binomial. Number 13 is, we have what we call P of 7, a function. That means you put 7 in for this x and figure out what it is. On 14, we've got Q of 4, the function of 4. So that means you put 4 in here as I've shown and work it out. 15, Q of negative 10, you put negative 10 up in 5x squared minus 1. 16, P of negative 4, you put negative 4 in for the x's up here on the first one, and so it is as shown here. Okay, then number 27, we're combining like terms, 14x squared plus 9x squared and so on. 28, 18x cubed minus 4x cubed. We add the coefficients, so it makes it 14x cubed. Remember, it does not change the variable. 30, we add together the like terms, but do not change the variable. We only add the coefficients, the 12 and the negative 9. 32, we add together all the terms there. They're all alike, but we just add the coefficients. 33 is shown. 34 is shown, where we add together the y terms. 7.6y minus 8y is negative 0.4y. We add together the y squareds. And then 39, we're adding these like terms here. Here's the problem on 39. 40, we add together these two terms here. 4x squared minus 3x plus 3. We add together like terms, makes it 4x squared minus 5. Only the added like terms are added together. 41, same thing. You were to do it. 42. Now, notice on 42, this minus in front of the second parentheses changes each of those. So it becomes 2y squared minus 4. Then you add together the like terms. Nothing to add to the 5x squared, because there's no other x squareds. 2y squared, nothing to add to it. Then 4 minus 4 cancels that out. 43 is also subtraction, as is 44. Notice that minus, change these two signs here. 45 is shown here. 46, again, notice the minus in front of the last parentheses. Changed both of those signs. Then we add them together. Then, okay, we'll come back on the next video with 5.3.